Terrible producer.
It's virtual, and because he'd be looking at
finally
the
got
red
it.
light.
He finally got it.
You're in the background.
Hey, look at that. He finally got it.
Whatever. Have a good
Great
show.
job by our producer. We always have to give him a shout out for just such a fantastic job where he just never makes any mistakes, and he's always on time with everything that he does. Great job. Great job.
Fantastic bitch.
Like, hey, look, I'm just saying this. Well, hey, bear down, everybody. What a hell of a wild card weekend. Nico, we are live now, so if you didn't know,
we are live now. Okay.
I was like, he doesn't know. He doesn't.
I don't know.
Got to catch up.
Yeah, I mean, it was arguably the best Chicago Bears game in our lifetime. I mean, obviously, winning a Super Bowl in '85 was huge, but we were all young children. I barely remember it, and here we are. The thing with the Super Bowl that was expected. They were going to steamroll people.
Yeah.
None of this is expected, right?
This game made grown men crying. Like, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. There was about a couple times during the game I was about to cry because I was just like, I couldn't imagine this season going out like that. So yeah, no, I definitely. But
yeah, I mean, I remember you were. Well, first of all, you sent a stat earlier today that like blew my mind. This is so the Bears this year.
Yeah,
are 3-3 after being behind 15 plus points with 5 minutes left.
Yep, 3-3.
The rest of they're 3-3. The rest of the league 3-158.
We're the only teams that do it.
150. So yes. No. Think about that. Like you doubled the average, right? And I that's mind blowing, right? Because some of this is obviously the talent of Caleb Williams, and I was watching. Look, he's been the talk of every single talk show in America right now. I mean, it's I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. He had a tough road when he first got here, right? You had people who didn't believe in his talent, thought it was too emotional, thought the painted nails was weird. Yep. You had people like yourself who thought, why don't we just stick it out with Justin and build around him?
Leave Justin alone.
Right?
Leave Justin alone. y'all gonna stop messing with Justin. Leave that man.
Said no. He's a generational talent. We want him on the Bears. Like, could you imagine how sick you'd be in your stomach if they had taken Washington's offer and traded down?
Yeah.
How sick would you be in your stomach?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you can make an argument, it's worse than the situation with Mahomes and
Mitch
Trubisky, right? Yeah. Because everyone criticized the GM at the time. Well, why did you trade up for Mitch Trubisky? There wasn't one team that didn't have Trubisky's number one QB at the time.
They did.
Yeah. There wasn't one team. Mahomes played in a weird college system, and he needed an entire year of training to get it out of his system.
Yeah.
Trubisky was the number one rated quarterback. You can't say that about Caleb. He was the number one rated quarterback straight across the board. And, polls resisted. And I remember when rumors of Washington's offer came out. 3 first-round picks and go down one spot. Right? And then, of course, don't forget, this time last year, everyone's kicking themselves because, oh, my God, Jalen Daniels looks so much better than Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone saying that right now. Nobody's saying that. Not a soul. The
only thing that you would have to say is Caleb does need to make it to the conference championship. He has. You could go both ways with that, but you got to remember, Jaden Daniels went to the conference championship in his rookie season.
Yes. Don't forget, he did it by upsetting Detroit team that fell apart defensively. All their stars were gone.
Yeah,
and they were absolutely exposed in the playoffs, right? Which is what I think is going to happen to San Francisco this weekend. But that's a different conversation in a minute. But here's the thing:
we did win the Super Bowl. We did. That was our Super Bowl.
Here's the thing.
So what it says, Nico, is Bears act like they won the Super Bowl. Don't remember what it's like to win a playoff. Bunch of jokes. This sounds like a Packer who needs to get his head shredded. So, bitch. Let your team go win something and then come here to the podcast and say something. But until your team wins something,
no. Hold on. Let's give them some grace. Yes, the hype has been exceptional, right? But I don't know if it's necessarily just because the Bears had won that game, right? It was the fashion that they won it, and more importantly, look, I don't know how many times right here. I don't know how many times that people they're gonna show this jump throw, but it's not over. It's not over, right? In fact, one of my jokes earlier today when Mr. Eli decided to buy a hoodie that had already put that logo on there.
I did. I bought it. I was scrolling through Instagram and those ads, I always get annoyed of them. And as I'm scrolling through, they always annoy me because I'm trying to watch videos. I don't want to see your ad. And of course, they throw something at me, and I'm like, you son of a bitch.
I think one of the things I told you was that guy is beating that guy's running against a clock. And once a Nike lawyer gets a hold of it, trust me, that's going to be a Nike property before the end of this year.
Oh, I already know.
That's just how it rolls. I mean, that has been a Nike property for a very long time. But I always find these concepts funny, right? Because people are there's people who hustle out there, and good for him. Like he sold us a hoodie they wouldn't be able to sell yesterday, right? And again, I don't know if it's just because he was a Bear, right? I mean, the other aspect is this play in of itself was something even professional athletes like would not over, right? Again, it was this year's version of the backwards hop of Saquon Barkley, right? Athletes looked at it and they were like, "Wow!"
Yeah,
right? And I think
Russell was sitting on the Packer sideline. He couldn't believe it. Like, did you see his reaction? He literally,
that did go viral. I saw that a couple times today.
I spent the rest of the weekend just listening to Packer radio or Wisconsin radio, just trying to it was hilarious to me. It's hilarious to me.
So let me ask you guys this. By the way, whoever said no San Francisco hate. Hey, I think San Francisco has so overachieved this year. It is remarkable, right? Most teams, when their top three players fold, the whole team folds. Right? You can maybe get around one injury, right? But which defensive stud is still left from the beginning of the year who's still there, right?
And now they just lost Kittle too. So
I know they lost Kittle, right? So look, they did an amazing job getting this far, but they're going to Seattle. Seattle had an extra week of rest. It's an uphill climb at the minimum. Okay, put that aside. One thing I want to throw at you, right? I think I know what your answer is, but I'm curious. What do you think of all of this Packer hate on Johnson's phrase when he made it to the locker room?
What do I think about that? I don't care. Like, look, people want to be. First of all, we live in a very sensitive society anyway. I don't care. I'll scream it. Fuck the Packers. This. I'm so sick of this. Like, no, he brought this rivalry back, and I mean, look, I was talking to somebody about this, and you don't see too many rivalries like true rivalries in the NFL, because nowadays players come in, they want to share jerseys, they want to be friends like that. Bears, Packers, Steelers, Baltimore. I think Cowboys and Eagles are like kind of those last genuine rivalries where nope, they hate each other. They hate everything about them. They hate playing them. They hate like being around them. It really does feel like some of those college traditions. And that's what I think like is so exciting. I'm glad our head coach hates them. I'm glad he does. This is what we need, because that's the only way you truly get the fire to beat them. How do you influence passive?
You know what's interesting is he's actually made fun of for how stoic he is during the game.
Yeah.
Right? Like they've shown they've shown his face during big plays and turnovers.
Yep.
Nothing. Then he gets to the locker room, and it's the exact opposite, right?
Oh, yeah. He's turned up. He's fired up.
Now, of course, there were a lot of critics, especially from Green Bay, that said, "Hey, he's the coach. He's not the player. He shouldn't be saying that stuff." Blah blah blah. Now, I'm with you. This is supposed to be a rival. When Aaron Rodgers was saying, "I own you guys," like I don't remember anyone from Green Bay saying he was out of pocket. But of course, that's one of the reasons this thing has been. It's one of the gasoline fires that's kind of throw this out, right? I want to tell you something. I am rooting for San Francisco.
Everything. Yeah,
I am rooting for San Francisco. Okay, because quite frankly, obviously, getting the NFC Championship game in Chicago would be huge. But
looking unlikely now.
Today, I think certain things are going to happen accordingly.
Well, and, let's bring the Pope back in. We need another miracle. Let San Fran make it happen somehow. I don't know. Like
I'm rooting for them. Because here's the thing. It's interesting because at first, when San Francisco upset Philadelphia, at first I was kind of dang it, right? Because to be really frank with you, I preferred Philadelphia coming here because we played them, we beat them handedly in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
But there has been one stat that's been like sitting in my head for hours, for days now, right? And it's specifically the record of the Rams or any team, any dome team coming into the Midwest.
Yes, sir.
So let's see if I can get this out. So dome teams are 1-15 in the playoffs over the last 10 years when the temperature is below 40.
Good Lord.
1-15. Okay.
Okay.
To make matters worse, Matthew Stafford, when the temperature is 20 or below, is 1-8 with a 76% passer rating. 76%. Let's say Rex Grossman makes fun of you at 76%. Let's throw a Chicago reference in there. Those are interesting little stats. And now that I think about it, it's like, oh, maybe we did want the Rams, right? I mean, if they're going to come here and and all of the ancillary indicators are in our favor, I'll take that, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, either team you get to play in Chicago, right? So I felt a lot better about this matchup.
The other stat that you're missing out on that one is Sean McVay is 0-2 in Chicago.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sean McVay is 0-2 in Chicago.
Rams haven't won in Chicago since 2003.
Well,
welcome to the Terror Dome. Let's go.
Look, we don't get matched up with the Rams that often, once every 4 years, right? It's kind of like we said a couple of weeks ago. Get these warm weather teams playing in the cold weather, and let the chips lay and figure itself out. So it's going to be an interesting game. I mean, I think I think they are maybe a little bit healthier than the Bears are, right? I mean, we learned about Trapio's injury just the other day.
Yeah.
And that's the left tackle, right? So that remains to be seen if that's going to.
But we got Braxton back.
Well, Braxton, of course, has many years of experience. He was the starter at the beginning of the year, so hopefully he can plug back in and at least give us competent left tackle play, right? Because at the end of the day, as essential as Caleb has been, the main focus of the offense has always been the running game, right? And one of the reasons, especially the last few weeks, that the Bears start out sluggish is the running game start out sluggish.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You sit there, you call a run at a first down, you get 1 yard, right? Now you're throwing a pass and you miss something. Now you're third and long. You can't do that on a consistent basis in the NFL and be successful, right? You need those runs to go 5, 6, 7 yards. So you have options in the next couple of plays. Yeah. Now, I am interested to see if the Bears do make some adjustments because, obviously the major criticism of the Bears, these slow starts, it can't keep going.
Yeah.
They can't expect miracles at the end. So, because let's be honest, Green Bay, yes, Caleb was awesome, but Green Bay messed that game up big time, right? They deserve condemnation, from Green Bay and everybody else. Because, just the kicker alone left 7 points on the field.
Yeah, 7 points.
And, that's that right there. That's the difference in the game.
I think there's something to be said about the stigma of Green Bay, unfortunately. I think there's you got to look at all three games. Kind of happened with all of them, right? And so I think there was just like kind of this stigma, this boogeyman-esque type situation, and that's what we talked about in the show, like this, like last time before, prior to the game. I was worried that this was the biggest one that if we lose, this will be absolutely devastating, heartbreaking, all of that. If we win, though, who do you fear? You don't. I mean, like, let's just be honest. I mean, you're gonna have a West Coast team coming. You don't fear them coming at home. Going to Seattle, sure. Again, we've gone into San Fran and took.
Look, I think it's premature to sit there and say we fear nobody, right? The defense has not been.
Who's a huge threat? Who's a huge threat? Like what do you truly worried about? So you got the Rams, and we already see what their weakness is with Matt Stafford and that team. Okay, so Seattle.
First of all, we don't know if that's a weakness yet. We're just making extrapolations based on previous data, right? And it's not bad data, right? I mean, one of my favorites.
We just saw Matt Stafford throw a couple picks in the Carolina game. So I mean, this is not it's definitely a weakness. This is definitely going to be a problem for him. Like he had to go to Carolina, and so that's the other thing. They have to travel, and then they're traveling again.
Yeah, they because that was another West Coast all the way to East Coast, right? That game was close. They're lucky to win that game.
Yeah,
and now they're going. Now they traveled all the way from East Coast, West Coast, back to Chicago.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And now instead of warm Carolina, you're going to have freezing temperatures in Chicago. They're predicting under 20 for the whole game.
Yeah,
right? Those are miserable conditions, right? That's not fun getting hit, And going back to Stafford and his issues, especially in cold games, the boy grew up in Dallas. I don't know if you knew this, right? Highland Park.
He did, yeah.
Went to school in Georgia.
Went to Georgia.
And got drafted by the Lions, who play indoors, right? So he didn't, he never acclimated himself to outdoor weather at any point of his career. So I think it's something that's gonna that has a reasonable chance of catching up to him in this game.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. That's why I said so. You go into that, take care of business. Maybe we get lucky with San Fran. Doubt it. But I mean, again, that's another thing. That's another divisional game. Like our division rivals. Like you're talking about something that anything could happen there. And oh my God, if Seattle loses, And now the conference championship has to be held in Chicago, and San Fran has to come in there riddled with injuries, who we took down to the wire, and now you're coming in to our house.
So, give San Fran again. Let's give San Fran props for getting this far with all these injuries, right? And if they upset Seattle, we shouldn't be assuming like, oh, they're going to come here and lay down, right? I mean, they've had premium quarterback play and the best running back in the NFL carrying them to these victories. Now, again, it's uphill climb, but I hope we can both agree we're both 49ers fans this weekend on top of being Bears fans, and as far as who could be a threat moving forward. I mean, look, there's still a bunch of teams alive in the AFC too that have something to say. I mean, I don't know how much of that Houston game you saw, but that defense looks like no one can score it.
Yep.
And I think they're the new dark horse because Pittsburgh looked absolutely clueless on offense. Clueless.
Dude, I'm gonna say it here. Like if we lose in the Super Bowl, are you kidding? We made it to the Super Bowl. I like at that point, like whatever.
No, that's happened in our lifetime. I mean, was it 06? But we made it with Rex Grossman as a quarterback. So it was kind of to be honest with you, if you really think about it, it was kind of a weird Super Bowl year. But of course, we lost to the great Peyton Manning, so it was understandable. In the modern game, the best quarterback usually wins.
Yeah.
Right. Do you have the most talented quarterback on that field at this time? Right.
It's looking like we do now.
Well, more and more people are starting to believe that now. When you talk about teams that I would be scared of, I don't want to play Buffalo anytime soon. For the same reason I just mentioned. They're a cold weather team, the number one running attack in the NFL, and Josh Allen back there. That's one team, especially when you have young quarterbacks on the other side of those aisles. I don't quite remember who they're playing in this next round, but I'd be scared of them.
Texans. No, the Texans are going. Oh, they got to go to Denver.
They
got to go to Denver.
On the road. I see an upset in that game. I really do.
Really?
I do.
Josh Allen struggles on the road.
What?
He struggles on the road.
If you look at
on the road in Jacksonville, like I don't know.
He was on the road in Jacksonville, right? And Jacksonville was way hotter of a team than Denver was. It should be no surprise, but the two easiest schedules in the NFL: Denver, New England.
Yeah,
they feasted on crappy teams. In fact, one of the things that I found fascinating when you're kind of looking into those meta stats, especially with the New England quarterback against winning squads, he has an 81 QBR rating when everyone else is 105, and I'm like, oh. So you're telling me he just feasted on crappy teams like the Jets? Okay, cool. You could go for 5 touchdowns against the Jets, and you didn't beat anybody. I think that's another team that's ripe for an upset, right? And again, any team facing Houston right now, good luck. Good luck on offense. Good luck on offense. Just good luck. Like what I saw, and great defenses have made the Super Bowl before.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, the good thing is with them, CJ Stroud needs to figure it out, because if they're going to play at elite level like that, and he's going to be the reason that they don't win anything, that's not a good look. It's not a good look. You gotta. He has to step up. He has to play better, because he did not play well, like at all. So it's. I mean, like I said, everybody. I'm looking at the entire playoffs. Everybody has their weakness. Everybody has their holes. That's why I'm sitting here. Why not the Bears?
Well, again, one thing I will say, right? I mean, I sat there and I told you the X factor for last week was how Gordon and Johnson were going to act in the secondary.
Yeah.
The first half, they were being roasted like marshmallows.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They don't score 3 touchdowns in a row without roasting D-backs. I mean, Jordan Love.
To be fair, there was a couple of them fourth downs that Ben Johnson, he kind of put them in a little bit of a
Jordan Love had, in every statistical measurement, a great game.
Yeah.
He had 360 yards and 4 touchdowns. They should have won that game. They didn't win that game. I mean, it was absurd that the Packers didn't win a game for several reasons. But again, Jordan Love had a great game. Now, Jalen Johnson, one of the reasons why the Bears were able to fuel that comeback is the D-backs tightened up in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that, especially with this crossing route with Jalen Johnson, where he actually was able to deflect the pass. It was the exact same play that Watson scored the touchdown the first half. And he actually was able to chase him down on that next time. But,
another fun little stat about that. So out of the 3 Packer games, all right, the Bears only held the lead for a total of 1 minute and 36 seconds.
Yes, I heard that.
Over all 3 games, that is absolutely ludicrous.
It's bananas. It's bananas because it was like
2 out of these 3 games, and we only held the lead for 1 minute and 36 seconds. So you have 180 minutes here. We held the lead for 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Like one of the things I told you is like you forwarded me one of the Packers safeties being a little belligerent about the loss, and I said, listen, give the guy grace because I'm sorry. That is the most miserable way to lose a game, to have your season end. To your rivals, in front of screaming fans, and to drop 25 points in that fourth quarter.
No, and just like I told you.
No. I'm not saying the Bears didn't earn it, but
no. I'm not even saying they earned it. I'm not giving them grace. I don't care. They look just like all week. The defensive coordinator was talking.
That's true.
Christian Watson was talking. The running back was talking. They're all saying they wanted the Bears. They wanted the Bears.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers. I own you. Like all this stuff. Like, no, I'm not. No, you don't get a grace from us. I at least not from me. I don't care.
But here's the thing.
I said it before, and I'll say it again.
If I'm a player,
fuck the Packers. I don't care. You suck it up. You suck. I don't care. I'm glad we knocked y'all out. I'm glad. Like y'all go home.
But let me ask it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Green Bay Packer player, again, try to visualize, and you just heard the Chicago coach say "F you," wouldn't that make you angry?
I don't care. I'm not a Packer.
But I'm just asking. Like that should make you angry.
Aaron Rodgers is telling the media, "I own you." So now you get it back. This is what you get back. Don't care. I'm sorry. You're not going to get sympathy from me. I'm not going to walk in their shoes. I'm not going to do any of that. I don't
look. I'm just showing something. I just want to show a little heart because I got a lot of friends who are Packers fans.
No, how do you show heart to somebody?
They were beside themselves, so upset.
I saw the video of the one. I forgot who the player. I think it was Josh Jacobs. He was like about to cry in the car. Like he was crying in the tunnel. Like I forgot, or maybe it wasn't Joe. Who's the number? I don't know who number 7 is, but it don't matter. He's literally walking in the tunnel crying. Like cry, yes. I don't care. I don't have sympathy. I hate the Packers. I hate everything about them. I hate Green Bay. I hated Brett Favre. I hated Aaron Rodgers, Bart Starr. All of them go to hell. I don't care. Like I don't care. This is. I'm telling you.
Well, the fascinating thing about.
Did you even see like Micah Parsons when he first came to the? He just got there. He's talking about he don't like us. What for? What you just got here?
And don't forget, he was like writing all these glorifying posts about how much he liked Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
if you recall, before the trade,
and then switched it up real quick.
But
real quick,
but of course, there's 2 takeaways about all that. One, that Packers game next year is going to be there's going to be extracurricular activities in that game. Honestly, as fans, we should love it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the other takeaway that I found fascinating. Now you see this, you see these graphics all the time. Which state is rooting for which team, right?
Okay.
And typically, you'll see like if the regional teams will favor them, and then you'll see some blocks across the country. It was famous last year during the Super Bowl when that whole map was green except for Kansas City, right? One little speck of red. Everybody else wanted Philly win. They showed this for the Rams-Bears game.
Mm-hmm.
It was California, Green Bay, and the rest is Chicago Bears.
Well, there we go. Hey, look, we got some people on our side.
Well, again, you have to like accept that Caleb Williams, he's 1 inch from being a superstar in the NFL, right? Both, and when I say superstar, I mean not just great player, but the marketing possibilities associated with him. I mean, like I said, we joked earlier, Nike, I'm sure, is already having meetings with their lawyers about suing anyone and getting the trademark for the new jump.
Yeah. It's definitely a dope logo. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know who thought of it first. I don't know who saw it, but that's pretty dope. That's one of the coolest things I've ever heard. Because obviously it must have been somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody who's just kind of casually watching the game. And then boom, he sees this, and I'm like, wow, that's fucking cool. That's fucking cool.
It puts it right on there. It's like, yeah, let's do it. Like I am all up for it. Like I said, I already bought my hoodie, so I'm hoping that it comes before the play. Like I really hope it comes like soon. I will be wearing it. So bear down. It's always, dude. I love it. This is great. Like it's like, what's funny is like, so I think I forgot what I was watching, but I mean, it just reminded you how much of a football town Chicago is. And they talked about, like, you remember the skit, like, from SNL, obviously, the Bears. Well, they had Michael hosting SNL during the 90s. And they did that skit for him. They asked, who do you choose? Who would you rather choose, Mike Ditka or Michael Jordan? And they couldn't choose. What? And it's the funny thing about it. It's like you can't choose between Jordan getting his 6 rings and Mike Ditka, who got 1 Super Bowl. Like it just shows you how much Chicago cares about this football team.
Right? You are right about that, right? I mean,
they milked 1 Super Bowl win for 30 years.
They were the youngest. At the time, they were the youngest Super Bowl winners in NFL history. They should have had, in the era before free agency as it exists today, they should have had at least 2-3 more. It is absolutely criminal that they only have 1. And quite frankly, I'm gonna say something that's not popular in Chicago, but I strongly believe I think Mike Dickle's a terrible coach. I really do. He didn't win Super Bowls. As soon as his defensive coordinator left, didn't do anything. And it was attitude in the office, attitude with the media. And again, all that got him was a really cool steakhouse and a skit on Saturday Night Live. I'm just saying.
Hey, it shows you how much you'll be regarded if you just win a ring. It doesn't matter.
I mean, think about it. Ben Johnson wins a ring this year. Let's say.
Go ahead, speak it to existence. Go ahead. We're almost there. Look, nobody thought we were going to be.
There's nobody who will not consider him a superior coach to Mike Ditka. He'll be our version of Mike Ditka. Think about the personality. Okay, think about the Wiener Circle situation. Just that. Right? That he went viral for this thing.
Yep.
And all these people lining up for Wiener Circle, and I'm like, the best advertisement I've ever seen in my life. Did you hear about Wiener Circle's new gimmick
For the Super Bowl? I did.
There's actually two. They have two new ones. One for this weekend and one for the Super Bowl.
I didn't hear this weekend one.
So the one in the Super Bowl.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
No. I want to bring it up. Stop.
Go ahead.
The one in the Super Bowl. The one in the Super Bowl is if the Bears win, every single person at that parade they'll give hot dogs to.
Mm-hmm.
That's madness.
Yes. As many as they can give out. That's what they said. As many as they can give out.
The one for this weekend, and I want to save it because I know how much you love this guy. The defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen. If he takes his shirt off.
DA, you got to do it.
What's funny is when Ben Johnson first heard it, he was like, "That's absurd, man. No one wants to see my shirt off." And he takes his shirt off. I'm like, dude. There's a lot of guys who are. It's not just the all right, cool. You're not a professional athlete. There's no reason you should be ashamed. But I don't know. Dennis Allen. I don't know. I don't know if it's the same. If it's in the same neighborhood.
No. So they want Dennis Allen to do a dance. Hold on, wait. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. So he's supposed to do a. Hold on. No, I'm gonna find it. But he's yeah, like do it like in the post game if they win and he does like a dance.
I could have sworn it was just shirt off, but if you heard differently, please let me know. By the way, shout out to Sergio. Hey, look, I think the story of this playoffs, and we kind of talked about it last week, is how many high QB draft picks were selected, and specifically last year's draft. We have the first, the third, and the 12th pick in the playoffs, all 2 seed and above. I find that absolutely remarkable. I mean, when the Broncos selected Bo Nix, who was at the time the 6th quarterback selected in that draft, mind you, that was slot 12. Everyone thought Denver was crazy.
Oh, so they want Dennis Allen to do the Macarena if they win, after a win. They want him to do the Macarena.
But what Sean Payton said, like, this is the guy who's best resembles his previous Hall of Fame quarterback.
Drew Brees.
Right? Yes. And jury's still out. I mean, he had a great season, but Denver is another team that's looking straight up, right? And I wouldn't be shy. And to be honest with you, the AFC Championship game I would love to see is Broncos Patriots. I don't think it would be particularly close.
Wouldn't that be a rematch of 2015? That sounds like a rematch.
I mean, Peyton Manning was there for 3 years, right? So I'm pretty sure they ran into New England in the playoffs.
I think that was the 2015 where then they met the Panthers. They met the Panthers in the was that Super Bowl? I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I thought it was.
You've seen the stat with the AFC, right? In the last 18 years, only 5 quarterbacks have made the AFC championship.
Yeah.
5. Right? And here we are talking about 2 teams with second-year players.
Mm-hmm.
This is by definition the changing of the guard, right? And when you're looking at changing the guard, I'd like to go all in. Of course, any team facing Josh Allen should be scared. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not rooting for him. He had his chance. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
Right? Next. Right? He had his chance.
You can't beat up on the kids. You couldn't even beat up on them.
What's interesting is, even if he does do it, there's going to be people giving him this narrative like, you didn't do it against your real rivals. Burrow wasn't there. Mahomes wasn't there.
Right.
Lamar wasn't there.
That's going to live with him. That's going to live with him for a while.
there's probably a part of them's like, God damn it, why didn't any of these guys make it? No, because it's like, the only way to get the monkey off your back is to, kick the monkey off your back, right? And
like we did. Woo!
No, like I said, we've gone through eras where either the Packers or the Bears have been the dominant organization, right?
Yeah.
And of course, most recently, the Packers, right? So there's a lot of teams that envy the crap out of them because they went from one Hall of Fame quarterback to another Hall of Fame quarterback to, I'm not putting love in the Hall of Fame yet, but let's say at least the arrow is pointing the correct direction, right? So, go ask Cleveland if they would like to have had 3 successive 10-year quarterbacks on their team.
Oh, they would have. They would have. It's. I mean,
they're arguing that
still complain. That's the one thing that upsets me is like they still complain. It's like y'all realize y'all just had like the luckiest streak of like quarterbacks, and you're sitting here like you're finding a reason to still complain. I hate y'all. That's why I hate y'all so much.
Again. Well, first of all, Green Bay is just Green Bay. It's just Packers. They don't have a baseball team to root for. They don't have a hockey team to root for. So, they're all in on the Packers at all times. By the way, this is also true of San Antonio and their Spurs, right? They have an illogical love of that team. And it's actually fascinating if you ever travel there. But talking about Green Bay, so they're all in with Green Bay every year, right? Yeah, they have high expectations. That's why people were talking about LaFleur getting fired, right? It's like, screw this. And I admit, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, you can't downgrade your coach, right? But if like a John Harbaugh says, hey, I'd like to take one of the youngest rosters in the NFL with a quarterback and a DN already locked in, that sounds fun.
So that's one thing that they actually talked about. So I was listening to Adam Schefter, and so the new president of football operations over there, I guess his son is the manager for John Harbaugh. So there is something to believe that if there's discussions that the relationship with Harbaugh is already there, they might pull that trigger. I don't know.
Interesting. I mean, obviously it's going to be one of the storylines, the every year coaching carousel, which also includes, by the way, one of your favorite coaches in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. The guy who just stepped down. Oh, good Lord.
Do you know what's interesting?
That's that. I quit before you could. I'm not fired. I quit.
You know what's interesting? I don't even know if it's just that, because I don't know if you knew this. From what I read, if another team wants to sign Tomlin to be their quarterback, they would have to trade something to Pittsburgh to get him to do that.
So what you think?
He is not a free agent because he was not fired. He's not a free agent. He resigned from his post.
So what do you think he's doing? Or something? What?
Well, look, if I'm Tomlin, I hear all the people giving a hard time about not winning playoff games, and part of that is true, right? I mean, and now, granted, a lot of that is arguably just as bad quarterback problems since Ben that Cleveland's had, and they're about to go through another, right?
Yep.
In the NFL, if you don't have a good quarterback, you go nowhere.
Correct.
Yeah. What is Pittsburgh doing at quarterback? I have no clue. I mean,
so
what do you do?
I know Aaron,
hope for the best.
I know Aaron said he's thinking about how this is going to go. We're talking about Indiana now. Okay.
Indiana. I find it remarkable that people actually believe this. I promise you, the McCaskies did not pay $70 million for the Arlington racetrack, already raised it to the ground, and for them not to build a stadium there. They are bluffing their asses off, right? No, they are. At this point, it's stupid, right? They're trying to hijack Illinois. They're trying to hijack Arlington Heights for as many tax benefits as possible. They sit there and they make threats. This time last year, they were threatening to go back to Chicago.
But so the only thing I would say to that, did you see Roger Goodell was out there looking at sites with him? That's the only thing I would say about that. Once Roger Goodell gets involved, I think they're serious. Now they may be using it as like you said, a bluff, but
yeah. Well, listen, Roger Goodell is not a purveyor of information, right? He is the NFL's owner's automaton. The great South Park show put him exactly what he is, right? In one particular episode, they made him a robot, and all the NFLers were just controlling him. And that's essentially what he is. He's a spokesman. He is not someone who has any interest outside of furthering the cause of his owners. And if the Chicago Bears ownership, one of the oldest ownerships in the league, says, "Hey, I need your help with bluffing the state of Illinois and some more concessions," sure thing, boss, no problem. Sure thing, boss, no problem. That's why I think all of these fines for hits, it's just it is garbage. It's just I'm a conspiracy theory about this stuff. It's just the owner trying to claw back some of the ancillary costs of their business. I really believe that.
Yeah. That could be.
I really believe that. Most of these hits, they were legal 10 years ago. All of a sudden, there's fines. Now players are paying $100,000, $200,000 of their salary back to teams, and who knows what kind of slush fund or what that stuff is used for moving forward. But I sure he's not going to charity. So
of course not.
Goes
right back in the owner's pockets.
Right back, and that's what's going on right now in Chicago. It's a tough thing if you're a politician, right? Because especially now, I mean, George McCaskey has built the ultimate political machine right now.
Yeah.
How does anyone in Illinois say no to him right now? Like if the Bears were 5-10, I don't know. Are way out of the playoff spot. Do you believe they would have the same leverage as they do now? Of course not.
No. Are we getting comeback wins as a political scheme? I like it. I'll take it anyway.
Again, he didn't plan it, but I promise you, making sure the Bears are good these particular years, and then when the new stadium starts, that probably was in the agenda, right? He goes, Poles, we got to have a winning record going through this next couple of seasons because we got a big construction project. PSL licenses are expensive as hell. More and more corporations are refusing to allocate these huge costs. Regular folks can't afford them, and they got to make business decisions.
Yeah.
So it's there is political machinations going on, and going to the guy about Indiana, I do not believe that one goddamn bit. We're both being poker players. I would call that river.
I mean, I think there is something to be said about what does it look like for a recently Super Bowl winning team to threaten to leave the city. Like I'd be shocked too that the city would allow it. Like they would bend to every will. Like they would bend to every request that they want. Like there's no way that you walk out of that and say, yeah, go ahead, leave. You come on now. Y'all know what the Super Bowl does. Y'all see we've seen what the Super Bowl does for this city. Like the city blows up. So you're gonna tell me now you're gonna no, we don't need that anymore. Okay.
You know what? Amusing stat I've seen in the last 2 weeks. And it's related to the Bears, but do you know how shootings are down by 80%?
Oh, good.
From last year during this time frame. And of course, a lot of people are attributing this to the Bears winning, right? You people are euphoric after these games, right? They're happy. And, the beef that exists that leads to that shit doesn't happen. I'll leave some details out, but let's say Saturday night, my co-host got animated during the game. Let's just leave it at that. Let's just leave it at that.
I don't.
You went from saying I completely disagreed with, like, oh, if we lose this game, the season's over. This is a complete destruction of the useless season. I'm like, well, I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I still stand. I like obviously. So and I'll clarify that. Obviously, the future's bright. Ben Johnson, right guy. Caleb Williams, right guy. The future's bright. But no, you get knocked out of the playoffs by your rival. No, that's a loss. That season is considered a loss in my opinion. It's just
I didn't necessarily disagree, although I understand the sentiment. Yeah. And then, but again, you went from one euphoria to the other.
Yes,
that's
what this heart attack team does.
It was okay. Let's use the word vociferous, right? People can hear it from a couple blocks over, right? And look, that's just you're just one person. Imagine, another million people in Chicago acting that way, right? I mean, there were so many videos about how people were reacting when the Bears pulled out that comeback, right? Yeah. So, you have Caleb Williams, with his superstar moment, Chicago Bears being labeled the new America's team. It's a fascinating convergence of events that's happened with the Bears.
So do you know another just fun little conspiracy thing? So somebody sent me a video today, and I thought it was pretty funny. So it talked about the conspiracy theory that we hit a different timeline when the Cubs won. So in 2016, Cubs win the World Series, puts us on this trajectory of just all of these things happening. And it's since then, the world's felt a little weird, right? They're now saying the conspiracy is for us to get back on the right timeline. The Bears have to win. The Bears have to win the Super Bowl, and that catapults us back.
I mean, again, let's be fair. It hasn't been 90 years since the Bears have won a Super Bowl, right? And in fact, we've actually been in the Super Bowl within most of our lifetimes, right? So I don't know if the gravitas is necessarily the same. But I still stand by what I said earlier this year. A Bears New England Super Bowl will be the highest rated Super Bowl by a significant margin.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Because like the narrative, the first pick and the third pick and Chicago, Boston, a replay of 85, it won't stop. It won't stop. It'll be over and over and over again. The whole media will just eat it up with a spoon.
And so will I. And I'll just be excited to be there. It'd be great.
So can I mention something else that I found fascinating?
What's that?
Earlier this week I sent you what I thought was the funniest meme this week. It was the Colston Loveland apology letter. Right? I owe Colston Loveland the apology because I wanted Warren. I wanted Genty. I wanted anybody else.
Yes, I do. I do. Yes.
Because if you remember our draft show, we were all like, "Who?"
Yeah. No. Yeah. That was not.
Colts was being crucified the first half of this year because Warren was having a excellent season.
Yep.
If you look at just second half stats, especially if you include the playoffs, which is cheating a little bit, but it's not completely unfair. Colston Loveland has the second highest yards per route run of any tight end in the league. I've seen expert rankings, and now this is early, but I've seen expert rankings that have him ranked the third tight end overall. in fantasy drafts.
God almighty.
We went from what the hell were the Bears thinking to one of the top 5 tight ends in the league, right? That is a logarithmic upwards curve I've ever seen.
Dude, and I mean, I'm here for it. Like that's like I know I do feel bad because I mean, look, wow, Cole Kmet. I feel bad. I feel bad for like how that's going because he got his extension and now now you're just a blocking tight end at this point.
Look, first of all, Cole Kmet still caught 30 passes this year, which wasn't that much of a downgrade where he was last year, by the way.
Didn't that like cut in half? Isn't that like cut in half?
He had a really crappy year 2 years ago, right? Over his high from 3 years ago. But remember, he's not just a blocky tight end. They've put him at fullback. You know, he is one of the glue players on this team. I fully expect him to be on the Bears squad next year, fully functional and having plenty of involvement. But again, Loveland is checking every box these last 3 games. Obviously, he led the Bears in receiving yards in this game, right? He is now his game is the highest, is the most receiving yards by a tight end in NFL history for the playoffs.
Jesus.
Think about that for a second. All the tight ends, the great ones, Kelsey, Shannon. We were talking about a couple of them the other day. Jimmy Graham, none of them.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Graham,
none of them. Colson Loveland stands above him. He's still 21 years old.
Good Lord.
The article.
I'm with it.
The article I read was there are some experts that are already projecting to take him as the first tight end off the board in fantasy. Because
the
theory is, you know who the quarterback is, and if you're going to take the first one of the position, you want the one who is most likely going to finish the number one in their position. Because obviously, with the we talked a little about the QB, the coaching carousel. The QB carousel is going to be fascinating to watch. Because what does Pittsburgh do at QB? Like, do you have a good answer? I don't.
No, I don't even know like what could even imagine that they would be doing. Like that's
look, they're going to be nowhere near the top 2 picks of the draft. Nowhere near it, right? So that's not an option. The top 2 free agents, Mac Jones and Malik Willis. You find Mac Jones, do you feel happy? I wouldn't feel happy.
No.
I don't care what he percentage is.
He played all right at San Fran. Like, I mean, it wasn't too bad.
Look, they've designed the perfect offensive system. There's a reason they torched the Bears 3 weeks ago. CMC is the best quarterback in the NFL. He stayed healthy the whole season.
Running back, but yeah.
Running back.
Yeah.
He stayed healthy the whole season. And when you got a scat back who you'll sit there and you'll throw the ball and he'll get 15 yards. Quarterbacking is easy.
Yeah, no, you're right about that.
It's a 6-yard toss. Quarterback is easy. Mac Jones got cut from New England for a reason. Malik Willis got cut from Tennessee for a reason. And I know some of the players cut from the Jets and the Browns have found new homes. But if you ask me what Seattle's Achilles heel is, I wouldn't trust Sam Darnold as far as I could shot put the world. And look at last year's playoff. Look what happened to him.
Yeah.
3 interceptions. Folded like a
lawn chair.
Right? Minnesota got rid of him for a reason. Right? They saw what he did in the playoffs and like, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
I would rather gamble and see if I can, get a Super Bowl contending quarterback rather than deal with another guy who will be really, really good. And then when he runs into a good defense, the whole thing collapses on him. I promise you, I don't think the NFL wants Seattle in the Super Bowl, right? Because Sam Darnold, he's not going to Sam Darnold against Denver defense or Houston defense, forget it. Yeah, that game's already over.
Yeah, I mean, and there's no market for it. I mean, they still got to sell. They still got to sell this game. So if anybody's going to sit there and be like, nah, nobody's looking into that game. Like, it's just it'll be almost as bad as when what was it, Rams and the Patriots played. Like that was a horrible game. I hated every minute of it. Like that Super Bowl was one of the most boring.
Well, people were tired at that point. People were tired of the Patriots making the Super Bowl every year, just like last year when people were tired. Kansas City was making the Super Bowl every year, right?
Yeah.
So. Again, young, fresh blood into the playoffs. I promise you, the marketing people in the NFL are licking their lips. They're like, "Give me, I'll take it right now. I'll take it right now." No, I mean, from that perspective, Caleb's. I promise you, there are marketing people in the NFL offices who are rooting for the Bears because it's the biggest. It's the second biggest city left in the playoffs with the youngest quarterback, who is an ascending talent all over social media. I don't see no clips of Stafford on social media. I don't see no clips of Darnold on social media. I see clips of that guy.
He's making highlights. He's making believers out of a lot of people. I'm with it. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to Sunday. At least Saturday we'll know if we got home field advantage for. So well, let's think about that. If Saturday comes and Seattle gets upset, Sunday, do they not come out and fight harder, knowing that they'll have home field advantage for the very next game?
I like to think that it should be immaterial, but you do have now. You start having fantasies, more realistic fantasies of the Super Bowl, right? I mean. At that point, two home games. There's a reason you fight for home field advantage, right? Mm-hmm. So I really believe that the Chicago Bears being the only non-West Coast team is actually in their favor.
I love it. I think it works. I think we could definitely do something with it. So it's ooh-wee.
So let's finish. Let's finish this. Who do you think is going to be winning in the AFC games?
All right. So who we got? Texans and Pats, and then Denver and Bills. I actually like Sean Payton. Like I think his experience is going to be a lot better than Vrabel's, even though I do like Vrabel. I think I'm taking Denver. Okay. And I'm going to. I think the Texans. Oh my God! After watching that game, I don't know. Like, and it's hard to see it because it's like. You're right. Like to that point, like the Patriots, who have they played? Who have you really played? And so like now we're sitting here like, okay, now you're gonna come up to like a real dominant team. I don't know. They look really scary. I don't think they recover from that one. So yeah, no, all right. I'm taking Denver. So Denver and Texans in the AFC Conference Championship games. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm gonna be forced to agree with you.
It's hard.
First of all, I know we talked about Allen being the scariest quarterback in there, but the Buffalo has way too many crappy losses this year.
Yeah,
I mean, this is not last year, the 2 years ago, 3 years ago Bills. They have crappy losses, and it stems from a defense a couple steps back. I think it does catch up with them in this particular game because, again, Denver has the number 2 defense in the NFL, and you can't ignore that. Vice versa, At first, I thought Houston was barely. I didn't think Houston. I didn't. You could convince me Pittsburgh was going to win that game, and I watched that game like, oh crap! I'm glad I'm not a casino. Houston has the number one defense in the league, right? So I see that as something that makes sense. Denver, Houston, number one defense, number two defense. Let's go.
Yeah, I think it works. So it's going to be interesting, and then I'm definitely hoping it's going to be what we're hoping for is Chicago and good old San Fran. That's what I want.
Hey, look, you can make a real good argument. The most entertaining, minus the outcome, was the Bears 49ers game. Which was basically no defense allowed. Tecmo football. Let's go. Right.
Let's go.
Let's go. And you know what? As the opposite side of what the AFC is, where we're thinking of two hot shot defenses. It would be kind of interesting, two hot shot offenses to sneak into the NFC Championship game.
Yeah,
and for all the flaws and injuries Denver's had, San Francisco's had, their offense has been humming all year, and I actually think they will score on Seattle this weekend. So, anyways, all right, I'll see you again Sunday. Right? Hopefully,
where are we going to be at? Where are we going to be at?
That's your line, not mine.
Oh, that's me. That's my line. We're going to be at the. Well, look, I always like. After this past weekend, I will make sure to never not go anywhere else but the absolute Dallas home for the Chicago Bears, live from the Wingnut in Richardson, Texas, right off 75 Campbell. And so, like, if anybody, you haven't been there, you're a Bears fan, you got to go. The game is nuts. One of the owners, Tony, actually, he put the surveillance camera on our one of our chats.
Oh, really?
It's standing room only. The place is absolutely live, and it's going to be live on that game. So I need to be around Bears fans. I need to be around Chicago friends because, like you said, last Saturday, nope. You
wanted to show emotion, and there were people who did not care there. And I mean, look, it was what it was. Obviously, we were at this other bar for a different reason, but it's like you said, and I think we mentioned this before. Wingnut is the only Chicago-sponsored bar.
Yes.
Chicago Bears sponsored bar outside of Chicago.
Yes.
Which I find fascinating.
It's absolutely great. Love it to be in there. So I'm looking forward to it. Hey, let's keep this playoff run going. Let's go.
Sounds good. How do we stop?